There is a big reason why some women always manage to find the kind of commitment and relationships that they want. And a big part of that is process of elimination. There's many men out there, all kinds of characters and principles and intentions. And a huge part of being successful in attracting a great guy for commitment is recognizing the ones that you shouldn't date, recognizing the ones that you shouldn't be giving your time to, recognizing the ones that you shouldn't be investing in. And this is a big differentiating quality between the average woman and the feminine, classy woman who gets the results that she wants. So if you see yourself as a classy, feminine woman, or you feel yourself starting to step into that and grow in this area of yourself, we're going to go through the types of men that this woman doesn't give her energy or indulgence on to make room for the right man. The first guy this woman avoids dating is the guy who pushes for sex early. Now, don't get me wrong. 90% of men will have sex with you as quickly as you offer it. But that's not what I'm talking about. It's if he actively tries to push for sex once you've exerted a boundary. And a classy, intelligent, feminine woman recognizes that when a man does this, he does this for one of two reasons. He's either A, just looking for a casual option and he's trying to make her a casual option, or B, he is a woman who doesn't respect women and doesn't respect their boundaries. So dealing with the latter option, this is a man who doesn't have respect for women and the boundaries that they have, especially when it comes to intimacy. There's only one thing on his mind. And in the beginning, when we start dating someone, that is the most polite we're going to be with them. So if this is him at his most polite, what does that say about what his behavior could be further down the line when he's not trying to mitigate what he shows you? And then the other reason of trying to make this woman a sexual option, to which a classy woman certainly is not that. She understands that she's worth more than that, no matter how attractive this man might be. She wants to invest in a man properly with respect, with affection, with gratitude, and she expects the same in return. She understands that people treat you how you allow them to treat you. And so if she became just a sexual option to a man, it's because she allowed herself to do that. She takes accountability for her own results and for her own outcomes. And so while she can't control what other people do or how other people try and behave, she can grow in herself to recognize the bad signs and stop herself from indulging in it further, thus protecting her energy, protecting her investment, and protecting her spirit. The next kind of man that classy women avoid are men who engage in criminal activities. This isn't saying that a man can't change his ways. This isn't even saying that a man is inherently bad in himself, though maybe he likely would be. But a classy feminine woman seeks stability and security, as he recognizes that a man who chooses to consistently engage in illegal activities carries an absolute humongous risk, not to just their relationship, but to their future as a whole, maybe even to their safety. It puts stress on the environments that they're in, and a woman can't relax into her femininity if she's in a constant state of worry and stress. Now, what we can recognize that the quote-unquote lifestyle that some of these illegal industries, shall we say, can provide, you always have to be looking over your shoulder. You never feel quite secure, and often things turn very quickly for these types of people. One moment you're in a 5-star hotel in Ibiza, the next moment you're having to move cities because there's too much heat on you. One moment you're booking a fancy table in a club, next moment you're heading out the club in handcuffs. A classy woman chooses a man that she would want to be a good role model for her son someday. And this kind of life is one no mother would wish upon her son. The next man that a feminine, classy woman avoids dating is a man who lacks vision for his future. While this ties into a man being ambitious, it's about, does a man have a vision for what he wants his life to look like? Or is he just going with the flow? Now, there's nothing wrong with going with the flow in life and being open to what comes your way. That's actually not a bad quality to have by any means. However, a woman that has class has gone through a level of maturing into knowing what she wants and knowing the kind of person she wants to build a foundation with. But in order to build that foundation for something, you have to know what you're building. And you can't build with someone who hasn't yet decided on what he wants to build. Otherwise, you'll find yourself doing all the labor of building this foundation while he's still wondering and deciding if this is where he wants to build. As we mature as individuals, it's natural for the vision of what you want for yourself in the future becomes more clear. Clearer for the kind of life you want to lead and clearer for what kind of man you want to lead. But if he's not there yet, that's okay. But that's a reflection that he's not at the stage where he is able to choose a classy woman. And whether it's because of lack of interest or a lack of readiness, a classy woman chooses a man who is willing and who is able to choose her. The next man that these amazing women avoid is a yes man. Or in other words, a man who can't tell her no. A woman who sits in her feminine and is of class has a baseline respect for all human beings, that is true. But she has a certain kind of respect reserved for the man that she chooses. And she recognizes that she has to choose a man for whom she has this respect for. Otherwise, she won't be attracted to him. And it may sound nice having a man who says yes to everything she asks for, but what she wants and what she needs is a man who can and is able to say no to her. Of course, she wants to be treated like a queen, but queens only ever choose kings. And kings don't compromise their principles for the sake of pleasing others, even if that's his own woman. That's what makes her respect him. That's what makes her trust him. A yes man is a man that she can walk all over, a man that she can have wrapped around her little finger. And this sounds fun and intoxicating. And for a short while, it is. A woman would have fun with that. But that's not a man that ultimately a woman can choose. That's not a man that a woman can follow in leadership. A woman of class understands that if he can't even stand up to her, how can she trust him to stand up for her and their relationship in an environment of adversity? How can she trust him to lead, trust him to make a plan, trust the decisions that he makes, to protect her if he puts the desires of someone else before what he thinks is right or what is justified? Because this is also a reflection of whether he puts his principles before his own desires, not just hers. The man who is able to tell her no, the man who is able to willingly give love and affection to her but maintains boundaries, is a man that she can trust to hold and maintain frame for the relationship. And that's the kind of man a feminine woman seeks. So if you look at these types of men and you're thinking, yikes, I've been with one or two of those, don't worry and don't fret, because you're still here and you're able to move forward with a better frame of mind. And so if you're ready to avoid dating the wrong kind of guy and ready to attract that right kind of guy for you, then enroll in my Claim the Man program below, where I show you how to do just that. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, keep it slick.